So you can divide the area, make a large diagram, a full page. So we have towards outer side small region of cork, 2 to 3 layers of cork cambium, then we will have the secondary cortex or phyloderm, followed by, now the storage parenchyma will start. Okay, you can show as many layers, rings of vascular bundles as you want. We are going to show here 3 rings. So with some gap, draw third cambial ring. Around this we will have vascular bundles. With some gap, the second cambial ring. Again with some gap, the first cambial ring. Okay, and in the center, because along this we will have vascular bundles which are going to meet this line. So here we will draw one irregular line in between, and in this region there will be present the primary xylem elements. Okay, so this is the outline how we are going to draw it. So outermost layer is bark, and in between we have lenticels. So at few places you should show the gaps. At any place you can show ruptured epidermis, and in this gap we are going to draw a lenticel. So the outermost layer, epidermis, it may get slowed off completely. Okay, you can avoid this layer as well, or it may be ruptured. Similarly on this side also, simple rectangular cells without intercellular spaces. After this we will show the cork cells. Now the cork cells are rectangular cells without intercellular spaces, and they are present in perfect alignment. Okay, so show few layers of cells. This part we have already explained when we discussed the secondary growth in dicot root. It's exactly same. So I am showing here 3 layers of cork. These are dead cells, water impervious cells. You can show it the same on the other side also. Then we will show cork cambium, again perfectly aligned cells, and the cork cambium cells will be present below the area of lenticel as well, because this is a zone where the cork cambium is going to form few parenchymatous cells which are called lenticels, and they are meant for gaseous exchange. So we are going to show 2 layers. This cork cambium is developing from pericycle. Okay, you can show more layers. Okay, now inner to this, for differentiation, nuclei can be drawn. Okay, inner to this, okay, first make lenticels. So the lenticels, they are the parenchymatous cells present at few places, permanently open pores through which the gaseous exchange takes place. And towards inner side we have secondary cortex. Cells are round, oval, with large intercellular spaces, variable sizes. Whenever you draw these cells, no overlapping should be there. If you use size variation, the area will fit in well. Okay, this way you can complete this portion of secondary cortex. I have already conveyed you that if in examination you don't have enough time to complete all layers, then you can show few cells only. Okay, now the next would be the region. This is the third cambium. So along this cambium we are going to show vascular bundles, as we have already drawn all cambia with red color. So use same color. Okay, and you can make it 2 to 3 layered. To show exactly aligned cells. A vascular bundle around it. So vascular bundles, they are oval shaped bundles. You will show more of the secondary xylem towards inner side as compared to secondary phloem towards outer side. So mark the area till center of the gap and phloem. So I will complete only one vascular bundle. You can draw accordingly. In this bundle, the xylem elements, they are like this. You have to show polygonal cells, small, large, variable sizes, and make them double walled. See, there are two ways. One, you can either make them thick walled just by darkening the cellular wall, or you can make them double walled so that enough lumen, wide lumen is left. So this way you will complete the secondary xylem in all vascular bundles, make its proper boundary. And towards outer side we have secondary phloem. Now the cells of secondary phloem should be smallest of your diagram. Be careful, in your diagram they should look like the smallest cells. Okay, this is important because whenever we see the structure under microscope, sometimes it's very difficult to locate phloem even because cells are very small. So smaller cells, and again show a defined boundary of this area also. So this you will make with it, or this you will do with all the vascular bundles and the area adjoining them. Now this region is full of storage parenchyma. So you can have the mixture of cells. In this zone where bundles are present, you can make polygonal cells, but as you move towards the downward area in between the vascular bundle rings, you can draw circular or oval cells. Okay. Similarly, towards the upper side, we have to show polygonal cells till the level of vascular bundles, and afterwards you have to draw circular cells. Okay, they should merge with the polygonal cells. They should not look different. It should be a gradual change. So you will complete this area. Okay, no overlapping of the cells should be there. So this way we will complete the storage parenchyma. So towards the outer side, storage parenchyma meets secondary cortex. again in this area, polygonal cells, and so on. The shape of the vascular bundles will remain same. Now there is second ring of vascular bundles. Again, phloem and xylem. Phloem and xylem. This way you will make the second ring and the third ring. The size you can keep same as well. There is no such change of the size variation that the outer bundles are bigger as compared to the inner bundles. You can have same size. Okay, and this is the primary zone. So again the arrangement of xylem and phloem like we have shown here. So I'll draw one more bundle. Smallest cells of your diagram, secondary phloem. Then this ring of vascular cambium, okay, and xylem towards inner side, secondary xylem. Make it double walled. And in between, storage parenchyma, which is polygonal till the level of bundles, and afterwards you can show it circular. So you can fill this area, okay, and below second ring as well, few polygonal cells, 2-3 layers, and afterwards circular cells. Now the third ring can be drawn in the similar way. This is the very first cambium formed, which is primary cambium. So around this also you will show phloem, xylem, then there is this vascular cambium, in paper if you don't have time, just show the secondary tissues across one cambium. Okay, now the innermost region, here like we will show storage parenchyma. It will meet the center. And in order to differentiate it from this region, you can mark the cells polygonal. Here we have xylem. Towards center, large xylem elements, which is protoxylem, and towards outer sides, smaller elements, that is protoxylem. Larger is metaxylem. Double line them. In a similar way, you can complete this bundle as well. And this in between zone, that can be made polygonal or circular. You can draw it any way. Okay. And towards the outermost side, we have cuticle. The last cell where it is broken can be shown this way. So this is the overall structure, the labeling part. Cuticle, epidermis, lenticell, cork, cork cambium, secondary cortex. So all three constitute periderm, secondary phloem, secondary xylem, third cambial ring, surrounding this all vascular bundles we have storage parenchyma, then second cambial ring, and first cambial ring. This is primary xylem. The primary phloem gets crushed. So this is primary cambium, the first one that developed from conjunctive parenchyma and few cells of pericycle. There onwards, this is secondary cambium. This as well is secondary cambium. Okay, so all other except the first one, they are called secondary cambia. So this is a part of TS of beetroot showing secondary growth. Now to revise the concept, that is anomalous part here. The very first step, the formation of vascular cambium is normal, but its activity is abnormal. That is, in place of cutting a continuous patch of secondary xylem towards inner side and secondary phloem towards outer side, it cuts them into patches. Okay, these are discontinuous vascular bundles which are formed, and in between this xylem cuts off the storage parenchyma. It is an anomalous character. Then number of cambia develop till the maturity of beetroot. It's an epiform root. It's a cylindrical structure. So in the primary root, only first and second cambial rings are formed, whereas the further storage work is taken up by hypocotyle. That becomes actually the spherical part. So in hypocotyle, the cambial ring develops from pericycle, and all other rings that are going to develop afterwards till the maturity, they are from pericycle itself. Now, during the very early stages, when the diameter of the root is only 5 mm, the number of cambial rings that are required for full growth of the root, they develop by that time due to the periclinal divisions in pericycle. Okay, so it happens during very early stages itself. Now after this, the development of the vascular tissue towards outer side, there is development of periderm. That step is normal. That is, a cork cambium will develop from pericycle. It will cut secondary cortex towards inner side and cork towards outer side. Because of the internal pressure, the epidermis gets ruptured or it may be completely crushed. And at certain places, this cork cambium cuts off parenchymatous cells having abundant intercellular spaces. This region is called lenticell and it is meant for gaseous exchange. So this is the overall structure of the secondary growth in beetroot.